NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U-Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app, your access to real-time information.
NTA, you can't beat the reach.
The best amongst the rest in information, entertainment, the first breaking the news. We are Africa's largest network.
Hello and welcome to Nationwide. It's good to have you join us. I am Lydia Bassi. We apologize for bringing the news a little bit behind schedule. Thank you for joining us. The National Industrial Court has restrained the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress from embarking on their intended industrial action. This followed an application by the Attorney General of the Federation at the court Tuesday in Abuja. Ruben Okala reports.
The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, who personally appeared in the court on behalf of the federal government, in his submission says the total shutdown of the country as threatened by the NLC and TUC has grievous consequences. He further argued that if the strike is allowed, it could result in what he calls fundamental damage to order and good governance of the country. The claimant also prayed the court to grant his application considering national interest rather than group interest. In his verdict, the presiding judge, Justice Babatunde Adejumo, says satisfied with the submission of the claimant, urging labor to stay action that could jeopardize the peace of the nation. The court also advised the two parties to amicably resolve the impasse in the interest of the nation. The Attorney General of the Federation was elated with the verdict.
We were surprised that when the scarcity was biting hard, there was no action taken by the labor union, and now that the scarcity is no longer there, they are embarking on strike action. So we have to come to court to seek for determination as to whether they are entitled by law to embark on strike action on a policy decision that has to do with deregulation or otherwise. No, an ex parte order is, because they are not here when the order is granted, so naturally it should have a lifespan, and the court is saying that they should come over to court within the period and place their own side of the story so that the court will now look at it to determine whether the order should be allowed to subsist or whether the order should be withdrawn within the period of 7 days. That is
In Abuja, Ruben Okala, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Bello, has appealed to the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress and its allies to shelve their proposed industrial action over the fuel price hike, urging them to see reasons with government and support efforts at repositioning the oil sector and the economy. He spoke with Mitairi Ikpen in Abuja.
The minister pointed out that rather than mobilize Nigerians against government, organized labor should assist government at this time in enforcing regulations in the oil sector in order to achieve the desired objectives.
Now is not the time to strike in Nigeria. More importantly, I think what the labor unions need to do at this point is to make sure that everybody works efficiently and ensure that people are not using the present situation to cut corners and charge over and above the true cost of bringing in these products.
He also spoke on palliatives to be introduced by the FCT administration.
We intend to deploy more buses onto the streets so that it will ease the likely effect that might arise as a result of transport fare. And I expect also that all the other MDS will try to support their various transport departments so that we all jointly support Mr. President and the entire team so that we can ease the pain. What we are going through is a passing phase.
The FCT minister has also assured all residents willing to come out to work tomorrow of their safety, saying nobody will be molested. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Thanks, Mitaire. Still, mixed reactions have continued to trail the increase in pump price of fuel by the federal government. Guests on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria also have different views about government decision while discussing the fallout of the pump price increase. Oyeyemi Ajayi has the details.
Pump price increase has continued to be a thing of concern to Nigerians, as some people believe that it is actually necessary to salvage Nigeria from incurring more debts. Others see it as inappropriate at the moment, especially when Nigerians are going through hardship. One of those who share this view is the Nigerian Labour Congress, which has threatened to commence a nationwide strike on Wednesday. The chief whip of the House of Representatives, who is also the chairman, had a committee set up by the House of Representatives to mediate between the government and Labour, Adodogua, said it is unnecessary for Labour to embark on strike because of the increment in view of the current state of the nation's economy.
One point he made very clear in that session that we were all happy about was his clear pronouncement of the fact that Nigeria and the Nigerian government, federal government, is taking a very painful decision in a very critical period. But the decision we are taking is a decision to solve problems that have been created over the years.
President of the Trade Union Congress highlighted what the organized labor expects from the federal government that will make it shelve the impending strike.
You know that this is the highest increase in the history of this country. We want assurance. Is this the last? Or we are going to experience another one? These ones, we want tangible assurance.
The member of House of Representatives believe that the increments, though painful, is coming at the right time in order to confront the challenges in the downstream sector, confirming that the House has swung into action to intervene in the matter. In Abuja, Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Former Federal Commissioner for Information Edwin Clark has called on the Niger Delta Avengers and all persons who feel aggrieved to the country to shun violence and seek dialogue. This was at a media chat held with journalists on the recent attacks and destruction of critical oil and gas installations in the Niger Delta region. Ifeanyi Ezumba reports.
Chief Clark said the reports came as a surprise to him, given the fact that not long ago he made a passionate appeal for total end to the destruction of oil and gas facilities because they are a major economic artery of the nation. He pointed out that there is no reason for the assault, as it is not in any way beneficial.
Let them drop their bad practices. These oil pipelines that pass through our place is God-given. Otherwise, we could have been forgotten. I do not think a man created by God will go about destroying the assets of his own country. When you do that, what are you looking for?
Jennifer from our Lagos Network Center. Hello, Jennifer. Take it from here.
Thank you, Lydia. Good evening and a warm welcome to Lagos. Safety and security experts have canvassed for a comprehensive, robust regulatory mechanism that will ensure that standards are maintained in the workplace. This is with a view to promoting safety culture in the workplace. The speakers stated this at a safety and security lecture in Lagos. Kenegbeluge has details.
Experts say that there is no reliable data arising from occupational accidents in Nigeria. Globally, it is estimated that over 270 million accidents and 160 million deaths occur in the workplace annually. Speakers agreed that the issue of safety and security in the workplace has not been given priority attention in spite of dangers inherent in the workplace. To this end, speakers advocated legislative framework that will reduce accidents in workplace while calling on employers of labor to implement stress prevention programs in line with national safety policies.
I am advocating for the appointment of a national safety advisor for Nigeria. Just like we have a national security advisor, you should have a national safety advisor to coordinate all issues of safety at the highest level, at the policy level.
Federal government should have a regulatory body so that the fire service in Maiduguri operate the same standard the fire service in Oyo is operating. All right, but we don't have that.
From 5 years till date, there is improvement and it's going to continue. And I know they are taking a lot of steps towards taming the code of hazards in the office, hazard in the workplace, as well as checking the workplace, that's occupational health and safety, that they are in order. There is improvement.
Experts are of the opinion that creating an effective safety culture will to a large extent address problem of security in workplace, thereby improving and promoting safety at all levels. In Lagos, Ken Igbeluge, NTA News.
Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has handed over 2 blocks of 250 lock-up shops at Sabo Market and a block of 18 classrooms at Agbede Community Grammar School in Lagos. Governor Ambode asked the residents and community leaders to protect public infrastructure in their area. Nosa Usula reports.
The governor, represented by the State's Commissioner for the Environment, Dr. Babatunde Adejare Atikorodu, urged the residents to bear with President Muhammadu Buhari's administration in its quest to fight corruption, noting that the present economic hardship would soon be a thing of the past.
All the work being undertaken by this government is a display of taxpayers' money in action. Please pay your taxes, and we assure you of a transparent government that will give you good value at all times. Similarly,
at Ajiromi Ifeolodun local government area, Governor Ambode, who was represented by the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Adeniji Kazim, said the feat is unprecedented in the history of Lagos and that this has provided employment to over 9,000 citizens directly and indirectly within the year.
We have initiated a reform of the local government system that has created an enabling environment for your local government to provide basic infrastructure for the people with active involvement of the community.
Various projects were inaugurated simultaneously at Badagry, Apapa, and Koshofe council areas of the state. In Lagos, Nosa Usula, NTA News.
Following the discovery of oil in Badagry, Lagos State by the Yinka Folawiyo, a major player in the oil and gas sector, the Lagos State Governor announced that the state has joined the League of Oil-Producing States in Nigeria. He made this known in Lagos. Nosa Usula again reports.
Based on Section 162, subsection 2 of the Nigerian Constitution, Lagos becomes an oil-producing state. By that virtue itself, the 13% derivation that is due to oil-producing states, Lagos State will start to partake from it.
This announcement is coming 25 years after an oil prospecting license was awarded by the state government. According to Governor Akinwumi Ambode, the attainment of the milestone
in the state's judiciary. He made this known at the ministerial press briefing in Lagos.
As the legal representative of the executive arm of government in Lagos State, the Ministry of Justice and the State House of Assembly have amended and enacted various laws in the last 1 year. According to the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Adeniji Kazim, the laws include Employment Trust Fund Law 2016, Lagos State University Amendment Law 2016, Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission Amendment Law, Local Government Administration Law, Local Government Election Tribunal Second Amendment Law, and Appropriation Law 2016.
These laws provide the springboard for improving and promoting socio-economic activities.
Kazim also stated that the Directorate of Public Prosecution is engaged in the prosecution of 1,536 criminal cases in our courts. Other achievements made by the ministry during the period under review include establishment of mobile courts, the DNA Forensic Center, Rapid Tax Prosecution Unit, Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team, issuance of certificates of occupancy and governor's consent, task force on prohibition of land grabbers, amongst others. In Lagos, Nosa Osula, NTA News.
And that report ends our stories this hour from the Lagos Network Center. Back to Lydia in Abuja for more on Nationwide News. Lydia, over to you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, has commended Czech Republic for placing humanity above capital interest in business relations as the Nigerian Air Force continues to celebrate her fallen heroes. This was while receiving the Czech Republic government offer of a postgraduate scholarship to the wife of late Wing Commander Chinda Steven Hedima to study epidemiology at the Czech Defense University. Late Wing Commander Hedima, who was trained in Czech Republic, was killed in September 2014 by the Boko Haram while on operation. The scholarship, therefore, is in recognition of the ultimate sacrifice by her husband, Czech Republic Deputy Defense Minister Thomas Kuchar, who made the presentation, says it is an extension of the friendship between the efforts being put in by officers in the ongoing fight in the northeast. 150 vulnerable women and youths are benefiting from the Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wife Skills Acquisition Program in Borno State. National President of the association, Hafsat Sadiq Abubakar, launched the program that aims at making beneficiaries self-reliant and reducing restiveness in the Northeast. The report will come in a subsequent bulletin. In fulfillment of the Islamic teachings of providing basic amenities to those in need in the society, a faith-based organization known as Madarasatul Diyalul Islam Da'awa Forum has provided a borehole and the ablution area to the members of the Muslim community in the Karmajiji Abuja Municipal Area Council. Shaibu Onoze Yakubu was there and brought back this report.
Karmajiji is a community along Umaru Musa Yaradua Expressway that lacks some basic social amenities of life. To fulfill one of its cardinal objectives in line with the teachings of Islam, members of the Madrasatul Diyalul Islam Dawa Forum commissioned a bohu that will serve Karmajiji Central Mosque and the community at large.
Like we've been enjoined by our religion, we should contribute our wealth, our strength, our time and energy. So this is precisely what's informed the decision for this Da'wah forum of Madrasatul Diyalul Islam to embark on this project.
They don't have water in the area. That is how we contribute within ourselves and build the borehole.
It's a village, but our fellow women from different parts of the city came here to cooperate and do this thing because of Allah. I wish them well. I wish that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward them with Al-Jannah Firdaus.
Speaking on the significance of spending in the cause of Allah, Ustaz Aliu Badamasi commended the organization and enjoyed Muslims to always engage in acts of charity.
Such kind of projects in Islam is one of the most important projects. By doing them, reward will continue flourishing into your grave even after your death.
The district head of Karmajiji, Malam Haruna Kuku, expressed appreciation and called on other public-spirited organizations to emulate such humanitarian gesture. Madrasatul Diyalul Islam is a non-profitable organization with the aim of propagating the religion of Islam and also engaging in acts of charity for the benefit of humanity.
أولم يروا إلى الأرض كم أنبتنا فيها من كل.
In Abuja, Shuaibu Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And back to the story on skills acquisition. 150 vulnerable women and youths are benefiting from the Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Skills Acquisition Program in Borno State. National President of the association, Hafsat Sadiq Abubakar, launched the program that aims at making beneficiaries self-reliant and reducing restiveness in the Northeast. Maimuna Garba now reports.
The Skills Acquisition and Training Program initiated by the NAPOA National President Hafsat Sadiq Abubakar is to ensure that women, widows and youths are economically empowered, covers areas such as computer training, hairdressing, catering and
We apologize for that technical hitch. Now let's go over to Enugu Network Center, where Chiogonu is standing by to give us details on upgrading of sports facilities across the country by Sports Minister. Hello, Chiogonu. Nice to see you.
Good afternoon, Lydia, and welcome to Enugu. The federal government says it has concluded plans to upgrade youth and sports facilities across the country. The Minister of Youth and Sports, Solomon Dalong, stated this when he visited the Anambra State Governor, Chief Willie Obiano, at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia. Benson Osadebe has more.
The minister was on a one-day working visit to inspect youth employment and sport development facilities in the state. Speaking to pressmen after a closed-door meeting with the governor, the minister noted that he was overwhelmed by the achievements of the state government towards effective youth development. He reiterated that the federal government will soon sign a memorandum of understanding with Innocent Motors for training of youths across the country in automobile engineering, advising youths to key into the numerous training programs of the federal government.
We shall also partner with Anambra State in terms of trying to update some of the youth development facilities and sporting facilities to put it for the use of young people, because sports is a major instrument in youth development.
Governor Obiano noted that the state government's effort towards empowering the youth is in recognition of their critical roles in securing the future of the state.
What federal government support some of the things that we are doing.
The chairman of Innocent Motors, Innocent Chukwuma, who was at the meeting, said he is eager to support the government to empower the youth to be job creators instead of job seekers. From the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, Benson Osadebe, NTN News.
Enugu State government has banned the grazing of cattle at night and illegal possession of firearms by herdsmen in the state. Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi stated this during a joint meeting between the state government, leaders of Fulani and Shuab Arab herdsmen in the state. Ijomu Gweke was there and now reports.
The meeting was convened in furtherance of the ongoing efforts by the state government to find a lasting solution to the lingering clashes between Fulani herdsmen and their host communities. During the meeting, far-reaching decision was taken with setting up of a peace committee made up of representatives of the various interest groups from the Fulani, Shua Arab community in the state and government representatives, as well as security agencies.
However, despite all that has happened, we thought it wise to convene this meeting to enable us to assess the current security situation in the state and again see how we can work together to ensure lasting peace and security across the state, more especially between the Fulani communities and their host community in every part of the state.
Medical officer, while inaugurating the project, commended the state command for their commitment in realizing the project, while reaffirming the commitment of the force in establishing similar projects in all the 36 states of the Federation. The AIG added that adequate supervision will be put in place to ensure effective healthcare service delivery.
If they don't meet up to the standard, they will not be accredited. And if they are accredited and they fall below standard, the certificate will be withdrawn.
The State Commissioner of Police, Peace Ibekwe Abdallah, represented by her assistant, Yomi Oladimeji, among other speakers, commended the Inspector General of Police for his people's-oriented programs.
I believe it is going to help a lot. Every injury sustained in the course of doing the job will be taken adequate care of.
The AIG was accompanied on the visit by some officers of the force, including the head Police Health Maintenance Group, Dr. Donald Ene. In Abakaliki, Innocent Agbo, NTA News.
That's it from Enugu. Thank you, Lydia. Good afternoon.
Many thanks, Jagonu. Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, has inaugurated a 9-man administrative panel of inquiry to look into the crisis at the Federal Teaching Hospital, Ido-Ekiti, Ekiti State. The panel was necessitated by the continuous agitation and disruption of medical services by workers at the hospital, despite appeals from well-meaning Nigerians, including the governor of the state, Ayodele Fayose. Inaugurating the panel in Abuja, Professor
away and take cover. Make sure you are safe first. Yes, it is in our nature to sympathize over the hurt, but remember, only trained personnel can help in such situations. When in a secured environment, promptly call relevant authorities and help will come. For anonymous reporting, call 09630-3250-5 or 0813-2222-106. If you see something, say something. Nigeria, unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and...
Federal Budget 2016 and its strategic implementation for maximum achievement. This is the focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live. Informative, educative, and analytical. Don't be told. Join us.
The clock ticks. The anxiety thickens. Get ready as the Garden City of Pawtucket plays host to the biggest and most prestigious Africa Movie Academy Awards. Come June 11, 2016, Africa's most distinguished and creative filmmakers and practitioners will unite for the 12th edition of the AMAs, a night to reward and celebrate excellence and glamour. AMA, peace through African cinema.
We are here to serve, and indeed.
Okay, guess what? Police force is more efficient and more proactive than ever. All we need to do is trust the police and partner with the police. I don't get that lot. God, you win. The police is here to protect and serve you. All they need is your cooperation. There be one for my hand, but God, you win. So I'm calling on all communities to cooperate with the police to ensure fast response in case of any emergency. Police na your friend, though. If you no call police, who you want call? I don't change my name to God you win.
This message is from the Nigeria Police Force.
Are you aspiring to become a male or female professional footballer? Get ready as football scouts, player agents, club managers, and other football enthusiasts from Spain, Italy, Netherlands, France, Belgium, and Portugal are about to storm Nigeria for Dodomayana Soccerthon. Ex-international Peter Rufai and some of his former teammates will converge on Abuja, Enugu, Sokoto, Kebbi, Bauchi, Kano, Kaduna, Plateau, Oyo, and Lagos. If you're within the ages of 16 to 21, you are eligible to register as an individual or as a team. Talented under-16 players stand a chance to get scholarships, while 18 years and above could sign lucrative deals with local or foreign club sides. For more information and registration, visit www.dodomayanasoccerthon.com or visit any bank and pay into the Dodomayana Soccerthon account using the Remita platform. Dodomayana Soccerthon, taking football talent discovery beyond the limits.
In today's world, television is still the most popular source of information. Therefore, connecting effectively with viewers using proper expressions that they could understand and recall easily can make or mar the reputation of the presenter on the television channel. NTA Television College Jos has the answer. Come and take advantage of our top-of-the-mind and intensive interaction designed for television presenters, script writers, news editors, television journalists, hosts of live events, and the 4-week course on English grammar and pronunciation for broadcasters. Date 6 June to 1st July 2016. Venue NTA Television College, Wayfield, Jos. Fees 100,000 naira per participant, accommodation inclusive. The course will equip participants with practical knowledge of English phonetics and phonology, rudimentary and functional principles of English grammar and usage, basics of writing skills and editing of written works. Be there, NTA Television College, Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.
Welcome back. You're watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Kayode, says the ministry is pursuing a focused strategy agenda towards building a world-class ecosystem in the nation's quest to diversifying the economy using the solid minerals sector as one of the frontiers. He was speaking at the resumed House of Representatives sectoral debate on the Nigerian economy. Dr. Fayemi disclosed that geological report indicates that every state of the Federation is a potential in the sector. Hence, the ministry has proposed the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission for states endowed with abundant solid mineral deposits benefits 7% derivation as obtained by states in the Niger Delta region.
To build prosperity in the sector. Nigeria's minerals and mining sector has underperformed since the 1970s. Initially as a result of poor policy choices, which subsequently became compounded by deterioration in the fiscal regime, infrastructure, and the shortage of investment quality geosciences data.
While calling on the National Assembly for an intervention fund to explore the solid mineral sector, Dr. Kayode Fayemi said revamping the Ajaokuta Steel Company will be a plus in the nation's diversification drive. He stressed that the ministry already has a robust roadmap for the sector. The Senate this Tuesday withdrew the frivolous petitions bill, otherwise known as the Anti-Social Media Bill, after its Committee on Judiciary recommended so. Mohammed Ali is standing by with highlights of Senate plenary today. Mohammed?
Thank you very much, Studio. The Senate, after about 12 days break, reconvened this Tuesday and deliberated on a lot of issues, top amongst which is the withdrawal of the Frivolous Petition Act, otherwise known as the Anti-Social Media Act. The Senate Committee Chairman on Judiciary, who presented the report for deliberation this afternoon, recommended the withdrawal of that bill, and it was unanimously supported by senators. I have with me here Chairman of that committee, distinguished Senator David Omoru. The Frivolous Petition Act has generated a lot of controversies and a lot of talks, and it also showed during the public hearing where a lot of people came out and expressed their opinion on the bill. Now your committee has recommended its withdrawal. Why did you recommend the withdrawal of that bill?
Well, like you heard during the presentation of the report, the bill. First of all, the public has expressed the desire, at least those that came to the public hearing and those that made their submissions. The preponderance of opinion was that the bill should be withdrawn. We as a committee did in fact look at all aspects, looked at existing laws, that had actually taken care of the same problems that the bill was intended to take care of, and came to the conclusion that it would not be in the best interest of this nation to have a bill, like that passed, into law by the Senate.
Thank you very much, distinguished senators. That's it. The House earlier had a closed session. After the closed session, the Deputy Senate President who presided said that the Senate discussed the issue of the withdrawal of the subsidy and the increase in the fuel price, and called on Labour to engage government in order not to put Nigerians into more hardship. And the Senate also pledged to come in and see how it can engage both Labour and the federal government, as well as ensure the release of the palliatives as contained in the 2016 budget. That's a summary of what transpired today at the Senate. Thank you, and over to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mohammed. Nigeria will soon have a law that will regulate the use of pesticides on crops by farmers in order to mitigate the toxic effect on humans after consuming such agricultural produce. Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Agriculture, Senator Alius Abdullahi stated this at a regulatory workshop on the use of pesticide organized for FCT farmers by NGO CropLife Nigeria in collaboration with the FCT Agriculture and Rural Development Secretariat in Abuja. Mitaire Ikpen reports.
Various speakers at the workshop emphasized the fact that while the use of pesticides could guarantee improved agricultural productivity, wrong application on crops is harmful to human health through residual contamination with negative effects on food security, the ecosystem, and international trade.
There is a proposal to come up with a pesticide legislation, and it will look at the totality of what I will call the pesticide life cycle. In essence, from its formulation, you must take note of that, usage, storage, marketing, management.
It is also pertinent to raise awareness about the prevalence of illegal pesticides in productive activities.
We hope the deliberations will come out with key recommendations and a clear understanding of the risk/benefit assessment approach for decision-making in the approval of pesticides.
Farmers were advised to avoid over-application of pesticides on their crops, just as relevant agencies of government were charged to carry out sensitization campaigns on the proper use of pesticides among farmers, especially in the rural areas. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
Away from agriculture, the Director of Communications, I'll take the next story. A book entitled Anatomy of Corruption in Nigeria by Yusuf Ali has been presented to the public. Joseph Johnson reports that the book is a compendium of expert analysis of corruption in its issues, challenges, and solutions.
Sourced, edited, and researched articles into a book, Anatomy of Corruption in Nigeria, the author says is set to enrich the understanding of a disease that afflicts and seems to have held the nation to ransom for a very long time. With 11 chapters, 468 pages, the book illustrates issues critically navigated by contributors from the bench, bar, and academia in the country.
The fight against corruption is successful if we prevent corruption from taking place in the first place. We must embark on a systematic, holistic, thorough, painstaking, honest, transparent, and extensive program to win most Nigerians of corruption.
To achieve what will be described as a glorious milestone, speakers at the event say all hands must be on deck in the anti-corruption fight, which they, however, added must be done within the confines of the law and due process.
We find corruption practically everywhere. What is important is that we must recognize it for what it is, make no excuses for it, and fight it with determination. The contributions are well conceived, well researched, well written, and logically presented.
In Abuja, I'm Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
Many thanks, Joseph. The Director of Communications, Catholic Archdiocese of Abuja, Reverend Father Patrick Alumoku, has challenged Nigerians to be patient with the present administration in their policies, for they mean well for the nation. This was at a media chat on his upcoming autobiography titled Candle Wax, an Anniversary as a Priest. Ifani Ezumba reports.
In less than 3 days, Reverend Father Alumoku would have served 35 years as a priest. Looking back, he said he is full of gratitude to God Almighty for the opportunity, while urging Nigerians to be careful in their reactions to what is happening in the country. He called on government to do everything to ensure that workers are treated right.
This government has quite some responsibility in its hands. As Nigerians, we just go with the crowd. Many times we don't seem to sit down to analyze, to understand. We will support the moves that are being made with the hope that things will change.
His autobiography will be launched in Abuja on Wednesday and a Thanksgiving service on Sunday with Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, John Cardinal Onaikan, expected to officiate. In Abuja, Ifani Isumba, NT News.
The drive towards boosting the development of tourism in the country is gaining momentum as the Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation (NTDC) signs Memorandum of Understanding with the Côte d'Ivoire Tourism Board on domestic tourism across the African region. Oyinaya Kalu Oka reports.
Signing on behalf of the Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation, the Director General Salem Banefo stressed the need for the country to improve its production capacity by investing in labor-intensive sectors like tourism, agriculture and manufacturing.
Is to project the other things, moving away from total dependence on oil revenue into tourism firstly, because tourism drives everything. And tourism is instant. The government will get instant revenue from it.
The ambassador of Côte d'Ivoire to Nigeria, Kon Maman Torre, said that it is a platform for both countries to form an alliance in centering the existing areas and explore new fields of cooperation. The Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation, NTDC, has been holding talks with South Africa, Ghana and Gambia on ways of promoting domestic tourism. In Abuja, Oyinaya Kalu Oka, NTA News.
Away from Abuja, the European Investment Bank has set aside about 2.5 billion euros annually within the last couple of years for development of businesses in Africa. Unfortunately, these funds have been lying fallow in the bank. This is because most of the business proposals presented to the bank by African entrepreneurs have not been able to meet the criteria for accessing the funds. Theresa Wabala reports. Let's go to global. The International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent has pledged $110 million to help drought-affected southern African countries. This and more on Global Tidbits with Gabriel Odu.
South Africa, Lesotho, Swaziland, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia and Zimbabwe have been worst hit by drought due to delayed rains and stunted crops. The International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent said an estimated 31.6 million people across the region are affected, and the figure is expected to rise to 49 million people before the end of the year. In Kenya, the place is under investigation for alleged brutality of protesters, and civilians, reports say. The Inspector General of Police, Joseph Bonnet, said action will be taken against any police officer found guilty of using excessive force. Away from Africa now, world and regional powers have begun fresh talks aimed at bringing the Syrian peace process back on track, boost humanitarian aid, as well as engage the opposition for a political settlement to end the civil war. That's Global Tidbits. Gabriel Odu, NTA News.
And our sports update. Stakeholders call for proper preparation for the 2016 Rio Olympics. Kenema Godike brings us details of this and more on Sports Update.
As the nation's track and field athletes intensify preparations for the 2016 Rio Olympic Games, Atlanta 1996 Olympics bronze medalist Falilat Ogunkoya says the athletes require adequate support to ensure that they do better than their previous outing at the 2012 London Games.
We just have to keep pushing them, keep encouraging them. It's not easy, but with all the support, I think the athletes will be okay, but they need support.
Participants at a week-long 2016 FIFA Member Association's course for referees took to the main bowl of the Abuja National Stadium for their physical fitness test Tuesday.
FIFA is trying to change or to amend
the laws of the game commencing from 1st July 2016. And what we are witnessing now is the implementation of that laws.
The 2016 Nigerian Guards Brigade Sports Week kicked off in Abuja Monday with 5 units, including 102 Guards Battalion Suleja, 177 Guards Battalion Kifi, and 7 Guards Battalion Maitama, set to compete in 11 events, including football, table tennis, basketball, and tug of war.
This Sport Week is designed to provide a robust physical fitness and mental health of personnel of Guards Brigade.
Guards Brigade Garrison Asokoro defeated 102 Guards Battalion by a lone goal in the opening football match. All is set for the final of the 2015-2016 Europa League between defending champions Sevilla of Spain and Liverpool of England in Basel, Switzerland, Wednesday. Sevilla are bidding for a third consecutive title since 2014, while Liverpool are aiming to clinch their first European title since 2005. With Sports Update, Kene Imabodike, NTA News.